Look, you don't need to spend 40 years learning everything the hard way. We need to just skip ahead using my mistakes. Welcome to Mac on the Move. I'm Mac, and this is a place for grown up, real world conversations about politics, life situations, and everything in between. We're going to use a bit of experience I've picked up over the years, from my time in the military to corporate management, hands on contract experience, and DIY projects. Whether we're breaking down the news, talking about how to handle situations at home or at work, my goal is to give it to you straight. So pull up a chair, hit that subscribe button, and let's talk about how this whole journey actually got started. Hey everybody, welcome to Mac on the Move. I been working on some projects. I've been working on other videos and everything. I've also worked on building a studio. So one of the things I'm working on right now is doing an intro to why I started my YouTube channel. I started it because back last September 2025, I parted ways with my former job. I was a small business operations manager. And I managed 7 contracts, 4 of them for the federal government. Actually, four of them were federal government contracts. I ran, during my time frame, which is 15 years there with them, I've managed 2 commissaries and 4 other custodial contracts. So that's part of what I have. Plus I have over 20 years experience within the military. But I started I got to thinking and everything, and this past February, and I believe February 16th, I started thinking about what I wanted to do and everything. And one of the things I want to do is create my own business, and I figure I can do that with the assistance of YouTube. I want to take in work from home, and so along with that, I also want to work from home on the side, maybe data entry, maybe operations management, maybe consulting, who knows. But February 16th was when I really started thinking out loud and everything, and started putting my goals in place and everything. And my goal is to have my own business, have my own YouTube channel, bring merch in, stuff to keep me busy, and for me, during my thinking and everything, I needed a place to work. And seeing I was going to work from home, I decided that my first step towards my YouTube channel, other than creating the title and stuff, was to give me a workplace, a studio. And this is where, basically my journey began, because during all this, getting everything set up and stuff, I didn't want to, go broke, which I'm not, but, I just started one thing at a time. So the studio was common sense for me. Might give me a workplace, give me a quiet place in town and everything, or a quiet place within my own home. And thinking about YouTube and thinking about everything else and looking for a job. Currently, there's a lot of work from home jobs out there and everything, and the area I'm looking at is the consultants, stuff like that. I mentioned a little while ago. With everything here, I put together a slideshow, but a lot of things goes on and everything, and some of the things I think about is being my own boss, tired of working for somebody else, tired of answering to somebody else. So I'd rather answer to myself. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I will answer to my wife. But, you know, as individuals and everything, we learn by doing, failing, fixing, and getting back up and starting all over again. So I realized it was time to build something on my own, which is really what I'm trying to do here. So like I said, February 16th was when all this rooted in my brain. I wanted to set everything around my values, and you know, a few of my values is, you know, family first, hard work, common sense, you know, just think about what you're doing, make good decisions. And you know, I've been doing it, you know, most of my life, but I've decided now's the time for me to start something on my own. So, and all this started whacking around my brain February 16th of this year, 2026. And, you know, I live up here in Fairbanks, or actually North Pole, Alaska. 11 miles the other way is Fairbanks, Alaska, and 8 miles that way is Eielson Air Force Base. And 8 miles to the west or to the east is Fort Wainwright Army Post. So that's where I'm at and everything. And let me let you look around and see what I've, you know, done with my studio. So behind me is what I got, you know, watching channels on TV, getting information, you know. This is my history behind me. I have, you know, another computer there, another computer there, you know, and all those are going to be for like CNC machines that I'm looking into doing, which currently I actually have down there, you know, boom, laser printer that I'm working on, and we'll see what happens. But basically, you know, the first thing I did was got me I have issues with my back, so I like to stand and everything. But if you pan out a little bit, or if I can pan out a little bit, I have a vertical desk. That's what I started with. Purchased a vertical desk, you know, and I'm not going out just doing everything and anything, you know, boom, you know, all at once. This is a matter of time and everything. But what I can afford, you know, or whatever I make money at, I will, little by little. My goal is to have multiple screens and everything, and working on a lot of research and stuff. But I also want to grow my community. And the community I'm talking about is Mac on the Move. I want to talk to people anywhere from the age of 18 and older. Give them, you know, life experiences, reality. If anybody's got questions or anything that's interested about the military, anybody's interested about anything about the veterans and everything. I've been through several conflicts. I joined in '84, and I've been Desert Storm, Desert Freedom, a few other things and everything. You know, I actually watched 9/11 on TV, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, being woken up, being called back to duty, you know. So those are there's a lot of experience and everything I have to offer. And you know, if you're interested in anything like that, if you're interested in, you know, how to go about having a good work ethic, you know, how to, you know, supervise people, how to, you know, do anything really. If you got questions, you know, I can put videos together and answer them. But for now, you know, I want to walk you through, or actually I'm not going to walk you through. I put a slideshow together to show you where I'm at and how I started it. So with that, I appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate you listening about the school community, school common sense methods. If you're interested in doing YouTube, if you're interested in becoming a member, if you're interested just learning, talking, anything, please come on, join us. Again, like I said before, in the description I'll put a link. And I'll put a comment in there too as well with what it's about and everything, about the 7-day free trial, $9 a month. Again, no pressure, nothing. So again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it and all. And stick around and take a look at the slideshow. Thank you.